Hey, what is going on, guys? We're back with another video on my daily 2009 WRX. It's been about a year and 6 months since we've last done a video on this car. A lot has happened since then and now, so I figured I'd just give you guys a bit of an update on what's happened, what's still coming to the car, as well as some very important but also kind of bad news at the moment with this car at the moment, with one of the parts we're waiting on. So yeah, I thought I'd just give you guys a bit of a walkthrough on the car, see what's changed from the front to the back. So we'll start with the headlights, and like I said in the last video with this car, I said I was going to get these headlights, the CC Auto C-style daytime running headlights. This part here will light up. It can also be a sequential turn signal, start from here and then go all the way down to here. This is also a turn signal. You've got your high beam, you've got your low beam. So yeah, these lights are pretty good. They're a massive improvement over the ones I had before. We did try and polish up the old ones, but we found out that like after 2-3 months, they just go back to being yellow and they just looked really shitty. So we decided to just go and get some new ones and update it a little bit. And these lights are so much more brighter than what it was before. But I think they're a little bit too bright, but you know what? Fuck everyone else, I don't care. So we've added a couple of stickers to the car. This is my main, a couple of my clubs that I'm a part of. You see, we've got DC Jap Automotive. They've pretty much supplied all my performance parts, all my cosmetic parts for the car. They're really local to where I am, so it's a no-brainer for me to go to them and get more parts from there. Low Glow, yes, this car does have underglow, and it is from Low Glow in America, and I must say, by far, one of the best underglow kits you can ever put on a car. I've had this car sit next to other cars that have underglow. It just looks day and night different. It is a bit more expensive compared to other companies. This whole kit cost me just shy of $600. I know a friend of mine who bought underglow on their car. He spent around $350, and he will also say that compared next to my car, mine does look so much better, and he kind of wish he bought it from the company I got from as well. On to the wheels. Now this is the big part. This is the story. The big bad news with these wheels. Well, not these wheels, the ones that are replacing these. I'll probably do another video about them. It's kind of a big deal at the moment with the wheels that I'm going to be getting for this car. It's made its way around a few clubs that I'm a part of with what's happened. Apart from the wheels, we've also upgraded the rotors, the pads, and the lines. We've got DBA T3 rotors and Intima SS pads, along with Goodbridge braided brake lines. This was done just as the brakes were starting to fade out, and we figured, you know what, instead of just replacing with factory, we're just going to go up and upgrade them with aftermarket. And these brakes, they're kind of like just before track, which is kind of what I want to do with this car. Every once in a while, just track it, have the parts on the car ready to go. So all I have to do is just put on some wheels, probably just keep these wheels to be honest, and fit on some sticky track tires, and then get an alignment, and then go onto a track and have a bit of fun. And then, you know, end of the day, chuck my daily wheels back on, and then back to normal. We've also got, I don't know if you'll be able to see that up in there. There you go, just up there. BC Racing BR RA series coilovers with a custom spring rate of 10 kilos. Again, the coilovers that I picked, they're perfect for like a daily setup with the occasional track day. And again, the spring rate, I kind of wanted to pick that myself, so I've also gone ahead and picked a spring rate where it kind of also fills in that criteria of a daily, but can also track it every once in a while. We have also fitted some new white lights to the fog lights. They've gone from yellow to white, and they're really bright, these lights. Moving down the side, we've also fitted some weather shields. The car has also just been freshly detailed I'll say about a month ago, with a ceramic coating. And at the same time, we also fitted some AF Racing spacers. Can I get it to zoom in? There we go. 20mm spacers, just to kind of pump out the wheels a little bit. Even though this is a narrow body, the wheels still kind of tuck in a little bit, more to my liking. But with these spacers, you know, it kind of fills out the wheels a little bit more, which is kind of what I'm after. This is more of a temporary mod. Once my wheels do arrive, I will get rid of these spacers and probably just throw them in the bin somewhere. And as well, when we've got the car detailed, I noticed coming back home that it was flicking up a lot of road grime up onto the paint, which is going to be a bit of a pain for me, and I didn't also want to scratch the paint with, you know, if I ran over like a pothole with like a bunch of loose rocks inside of it. So we decided to also fit some Rally Armor mud flaps as well. And again, this is probably the best thing I've added to this car. It's made my life so much more easy to wash, and it still keeps the car clean for more than a day. Now moving to the back, we've also just fitted a little shortened aerial over there. Now onto the tail lights. You can get these tail lights from eBay, from a company called Vic Motos. They're an American import. They're different to the ones you can get down here in Australia. The same company that sells the headlights, they also sell tail lights. They're nice, but you know, everyone has them over here, along with another style of headlights. I don't know where they're from, but a lot of people have them as well. You know, you don't see these tail lights too often. and that's why I kind of wanted it. It looks a bit different compared to everyone else. This part here, daytime, and you got the brakes, the reverse, and then the turn signals. These ones here, no matter how bright the day is, they always light up, and you can definitely notice it, and that's what I love about them. But now, the elephant in the room. This is what happens when someone tailgates you and then you brake to avoid something on the road. Now onto the inside of the car. Down here, we've just also installed a Stage 1 short shifter from Cobb. And at first when I bought this, I wasn't too keen on it, purely because of the fact that going between gears, it felt a little bit more notchy, and it felt a lot stiffer compared to the factory one you get with this car. But it has grown. I mean, I'm getting quite used to it now. And that's pretty much all it for the inside of the car. Oh no, sorry, no, it's not. The access port. So I've also fitted an access port to this car, and for me this is more of just like a more of a necessity with WRXs. You know, if you have a WRX, you have to kind of get one of these things. I use them more to just look at my numbers, you know, like my coolant temp, my knocking numbers, and also my vehicle speed, because the speedometer is a little bit out of whack. I will gloss over that. But yeah, like I said, you can always use this thing for more than just that. You know, they heavily advertise it as more than just, you know, a monitor. You can also use it to tune your car and, you know, do a bit of testing, like quarter miles, 0 to 100s. Now onto the bonnet or the hood, wherever you're watching this from. Not much has happened underneath here. We've got a Costco strut tower. Again, this is more just to improve the body rigidity when it comes to turning and the car body roll. We've also got a Processed West cold air intake. So the tunnel feeds down into here, and the air filter is probably sitting right behind this bumper here. I know I mentioned that the car might have been due for a rebuild, and that was confirmed about 10 months ago. I bought the car in April. That video came out in July. So 6 months later, it went in for a rebuild. Not only that, again, both of them kind of correlating between each other, more of an overheating problem. You know, all started with just a simple head gasket. You know, Subaru. Turbo cooled down from the coolant, and because that wasn't getting enough coolant, the internals of the turbo actually expanded and snapped the shaft from the springs of the turbo, so that the turbine was just spinning inside the housing, you know, freely. So new turbo, it is making a little bit less than stock. Stock, these things come with about 13 psi. He's making about 11.5 on a good day. Again, and also we've got a new engine. Everything is brand new except for the headers, which were reconditioned. We also did decide to fit in an STI crank. We did try and fit STI pistons in, but with how urgent I needed the car and the wait time for the piston, we decided to just go up against it and just put normal WRX ones back in, which I'm kind of regretting now, because I do, like I said, I do want to push this car a little bit harder. I do want to maybe put 230 kilowatts to the wheels, which I think is a good number for these cars. You know, these do, again, they do have that horrid 5-speed gearbox, likes to shoot itself to maybe add any form of power to it. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is to the car. You know, I still want to go ahead and do more with the car. You know, whether I want to go put on air suspension, still a big question. Do I want to wrap the car? Do I want to give it a different color? Now, I've already ordered the wheels, and there's no backing out of it. That's one of the problems with these wheels, but you know, that's a whole nother video. You know, I have taken this car to the track. I've taken it drag racing so far. I do want to go ahead and put it on more tracks, but you know, they're kind of expensive track days. So I think I'll just stick with the straight line racing, where no driver skill is required and it's everything down to the car. But yeah, so far this car's done a 13.6 down the quarter at 100 miles an hour, which I think roughly is around 160 kilometers. It can go quicker. There's a video of these cars, exactly the same as mine, same year model. I ran a 13.3 at the exact same track I raced mine one at. And some people in America are even saying that they can get theirs down to a 13-second flat. There is still a lot of potential left in this car, you know, whether it's the turbo making less boost or something with the engine. You know, who cares? I'm still happy with the 13.6. It's quicker than the current model STIs, so I don't know how that's happened, but yeah, I'll take that. But yeah, that's pretty much all for today, guys. Like I said, it's more just a quick chase up on the car, what's happened. Again, not much has happened, but little bits here and there. I do want to try and go with more bigger modifications, you know, in the next year or so. But when your mind's on trying to put money towards something more important, like a house, stuff like car modifications kind of get put to the side. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you are new to the channel, and I shall catch you guys in the next one.